Mercury retrograde from August 23 to September 15, 2023. What awaits us at this time? From August 23 to September 15, Mercury is retrograde in Virgo, the most practical and fundamental sign of the zodiac. Bonnie Horoscope is with you. Daily and unique predictions. We begin. Mercury is an enterprising and energetic planet. Rules Gemini and Virgo. During the retrograde period of Mercury, the course of all processes slows down. More often there are obstacles. But at the same time, what is happening is more deeply realized. Information is better absorbed, says astrologer Marina Scardi. Marina Sokolova. The planet Mercury is named after the Roman god Mercury. Greek name Hermes. A fleet-footed celestial courier. Mediator between gods and people. Also, he is known as the god of travel and trade, communication and eloquence, dexterity and cunning. One of the famous integral attributes of the god Mercury are winged sandals. On them he is able to move wherever he wants with the speed of thought. Mercury's motto, "I'm interested." Quote, Mercury is the planet that makes a complete revolution around the Sun faster than all others. At the same time, Mercury never departs from it at a great distance. And for this the planet has to go into the retrograde phase 3 times a year for 3 weeks. At this time, there are problems with documents, flight cancellations, delays and other technical unpleasant stories. Some people have a fear of missed opportunities. Virgo is the sign of the earth element. Mercury is the planet of air and earth. The influence of the transit of Mercury in Virgo contributes to the preservation of property and the increase of resources, thanks to unhurried, responsible work in all areas where there is an exchange or sale, trade transactions and monetary settlements. Good results are achieved. However, during the retrograde period of Mercury, old projects, sales of used equipment or apartments in the secondary housing market, and cooperation with long-term partners are more successful. Some of the complexities associated with Mercury retrograde last much longer than the 3 weeks of the planet's retrograde. Mercury's retrograde loop begins on August 4 and ends on September 30. The new cycle of the planet relative to the Sun is on September 6. During this period, you should pay attention to everyday problems. Think about your health. Reconsider your attitude to work. The resolution of all urgent issues and tasks. The implementation of plans. The clarification of the events of the first week of August will occur only by the end of September. On August 23, on the day of the change in the phase of the movement of Mercury, at 12:01 Kyiv time, the Sun enters the sign of Virgo. The conjunction of retro Mercury and the Sun in Virgo on September 6 will open a new cycle of the planet, which will last approximately 4 months. In the second decade of September, new ideas will appear. Opportunities will open up to close cases. Get out of the circle of problems of the previous cycle. During periods of retrograde, all the same qualities of Mercury are directed deep. So people tend to get to the bottom of things. Mercury retrograde significantly slows down all areas that are under the control of this planet. Trade, everyday communication, transport, technology, travel, thinking. It is the transits of Mercury that affect how events related to these areas of life will develop. In the period from August 23 to September 15, the influences of retro Mercury cause various kinds of delays, misunderstandings, breakdowns and failures. Troubles and unpredictable circumstances can unsettle by themselves. They often do not cause much harm. but in the complex they are quite capable of causing tangible damage. It is worth remembering that from July 23 to September 4, Venus is also in a retrograde phase. 2 retroplanets of the terrestrial group in the second half of August, early September can significantly spoil the mood. These days, many projects that had high hopes will not justify the effort, and resources and time will be wasted. It is better to retire during this period. Relax, gain strength and energy, and prepare for a productive autumn. Retrograde Mercury enhances negative reactions, reveals the weak qualities of a person. It can be emotional instability, inconstancy, resourcefulness, talkativeness, switching attention. Often there is a change in mood from excitement to inhibition and vice versa. The energy of Mercury, depending on the circumstances, can be creative or destructive. This planet makes you think and draw conclusions, rush from side to side, establish contacts, in search of answers to a lot of questions. However, Mercury retrograde is no reason to be discouraged, because along with the obvious troubles, it is fraught with a lot of opportunities. For example, this is a good time to renew contacts with old acquaintances, trips to those places where they have already been, meetings with relatives, if they have not seen each other for a long time, will be successful. Most of all, representatives of the signs Virgo and Gemini, as well as everyone who is focused on studying, working with numbers and documents, doing business, delivering goods, warehousing and distributing them, are most affected by retrograde Mercury. At this time, people perceive information more emotionally, but at the same time evaluate it subjectively. The sign of Pisces, mutable water, is opposite the sign of Virgo, mutable earth. In astrology, this is the axis of service, which is associated with helping and understanding the needs of people. This axis emphasizes the most important feminine qualities: caring, the ability to create comfort and mitigate stress. During the period of retro Mercury in Virgo, social issues are studied more carefully. Attention is paid to life support. The work of volunteers, social workers, and doctors is activated. At the same time, people born under the sign of Pisces have a hard time enduring the opposition of retro Mercury to their natal sun. In Pisces, the planet has weak statuses, exile and fall. Retro Mercury in Pisces forces you to make difficult choices, sacrifice something, face criticism and condemnation, to minimize trouble. Be clear. Don't give up if something doesn't work the first time. Try to relax at least a little and think over a strategy of action in a calm state. Retro Mercury accentuates everyday affairs, so everyone will feel its vibrations to one degree or another. There may be a feeling of constraint, hopelessness, but no matter what happens, there are no hopeless situations. There is a way out that you don't really like. During this period, it is necessary to check and double-check several times what you sign, to whom you transfer money, on which days and dates you buy tickets. Try to have a margin of time before an important meeting, train or plane. Read the papers that you sign. Do not be too lazy to thoroughly study all the questions, and also make sure the data is correct. During the period of Mercury retrograde, these measures are absolutely appropriate. The probability of errors is greater than ever. Read also. That's all we have. Subscribe and don't miss our daily and unique releases from Bon.